In the 1990s, the Chicago area became the terrifying scene of a series of bank robberies perpetrated by a cunning, disguised thief known as the Bearded Bandit. This criminal, an expert in weapons, knew how to evade justice. He used his knowledge of police procedures to his advantage. With boldness, he attacked forcefully, quickly disappearing after each heist, making his capture difficult. The first robbery occurred on March 5, 1990. The thief made his debut at a bank on the south side of Chicago. With threats and a weapon in hand, he demanded money from the employees, who, fearful, complied with his orders. At the end of the heist, the criminal vanished, leaving authorities without clear leads, except for a scant description of a tall, white man wearing a fake beard. 6 weeks later, the thief struck again, this time in delivery bill. Increasing his level of aggressiveness, he pressured a cashier to open the bank's vault, using his scanner to ensure that the alarms wouldn't go off. This time, a bold cashier managed to jot down the license plate of the car he used to escape. This led police to discover that the car had also been stolen from a shopping mall. The intensity of his crimes escalated, and soon other robberies were reported in the region. Authorities, perplexed, realized that the Bearded Bandit had a very meticulous modus operandi, suggesting that he might have received police training. The urgency to apprehend him was imminent, but every attempt to capture him ended in frustration. Each robbery was a new opportunity for the thief to slip away. Between January 1990 and February 1991, the Bearded Bandit committed 7 robberies, always using stolen vehicles and manipulating any evidence left behind. However, one event would mark a turning point in the investigation. On November 4, 1991, during a routine traffic stop, police officer Kevin Mayer came face to face with the thief, who coldly shot him. This attack was a clear indication of the growing violence of the bandit. In the end, the FBI joined forces with local police to create a joint task force aimed at capturing him. Eventually, they marked Jeffrey Erickson as a likely suspect, a former police officer operating alongside his wife. On December 13th of the same year, their capture became a critical mission. When they were finally arrested, he and his accomplice faced a violent situation, resulting in the death of his wife during a shootout. Jeffrey Erickson's trial began on July 13, 1992. The evidence against him was compelling. The courtroom was filled with tension as the prosecutor presented the case, showcasing the terrifying impact of the Bearded Bandit's crime spree on the community. However, tragedy followed the pursuit of justice, as Erickson managed to temporarily free himself, resulting in a fatal attack on 2 police officers during his escape attempt. At that moment, the cycle of violence he had sown continued to tear lives apart and highlighted the seriousness of his crimes. Ultimately, the trial resulted in Erickson being sentenced to 20 years in prison on several charges. This included the death of an officer during his escape. The combination of his background as a police officer and his violent approach to robberies created an extremely dangerous profile. This underscored the need to always remain vigilant against those who, understanding the system, choose to use their knowledge to perpetrate acts of violence rather than to serve and protect. So, if you found this story of how the Bearded Bandit was finally caught and his fall from grace entertaining, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like on the video. Your support is vital to continue sharing more intriguing stories and ensuring that justice prevails, reminding us all of the importance of safety and vigilance in our communities. It serves as a stark reminder of how quickly situations can escalate and the need for law enforcement agencies to work together to combat crime effectively.